5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Welcome everyone, how are you? This is the Global Empowerment Summit. We are here, it's Sunday afternoon in Malaysia and it's very early morning in Africa where Justin is tuning in from. So before we start our conversation, I have to say that I'm super happy to showcase so many diverse, beautiful people from all around the world. You can see that everyone has something to give and everyone has something to elevate you. So today we will have a very interesting conversation with Justin about his favorite topic that he's advocating for. Before we start this session, please make sure that you are saving the YouTube channel, you are subscribing, because all the videos will stay up until the end of the year and you can be part of the treasure hunt, which is played by the QR code on the top. You can also find the details on the website. We created an application with Solworxs, and you can rewatch all the sessions until the 31st of December. And you can give us aha moments, feedbacks, pictures, anything what you want, and collect some points with it. And you can get on the top of the leaderboard and you can win $500 value creative leadership coaching package from me. I offer it for the 5 first leaderboarders, and then one plus one plus will get one package from Solworxs for $200 value. So here we are. Let's start with the conversation. Hi, Justin. How are you today?
I'm doing well.
Good. How is everything in your place? How is everything in Nigeria?
Well, it's a cold Sunday morning, and we thank God for everything for our week today, and we hope that the peace stays this way for a long, long time.
Thank you very much. I'm super happy to feature you. I have to say that we have a lot of viewers from Nigeria, thanks to the little group who was supporting us with you, with Elia, with Damilar, with all the people who are coming from South Africa and Nigeria. And we also had Pearl from Lesotho. So Africa was really present at the Global Empowerment Summit, and I'm really happy to bring you all here. So Justin, tell us about your topic, teenage struggles and stigmatization in Africa. Why is it so close to your heart?
First of all, let me greet the world. Good morning to the audience, or the listeners, or the watchers. I want to say thank you very much. It's a big privilege to actually have the honor to attend this kind of conferences. You know, we've done things like this sometimes around last year in Nigeria, but I'm glad this is a bigger stage. Okay, why I chose that topic of the teenage struggles and stigmatization in Africa was basically because, one of the things you should know is I currently work in a school where I have students, and one of the major problems I notice they all have is the issue of low self-esteem and this urge to find closure with someone, with anyone, be it a stranger or anyone. And then another reason I chose the topic is because, of course, here in Africa, it's almost a crime to be an albino. So it feels like it's a proper topic for me to do, seeing that I took a fair share of the stigmatization, while growing up in Nigeria. So it's more of an emotional topic for me than it is an academic topic. that is why I chose the topic, and I hope that anybody watching this would be encouraged by the discussions we're going to have today.
Jack is already here, and she's greeting you. Hi, Justin. I'm Jack from Malaysia. Nice to have you on this platform. So thank you,
Nice
Jack,
to have
for being
you.
so committed and coming all the time and following us. So it's an emotional topic, but to let people know how is it for you? Can you describe a little bit more? What is the problem? How you experience it? What are the people saying? So how is it to be different?
Big question. Well, while I was growing up, it's more like sounded, when we were kids or babies, I should put it that way. The society, everybody loves babies. So when we were babies, it was more of, acceptance and acceptance and acceptance. But as soon as you start into the teenage years, I think that's the breaker. That's the break or make years. So as soon as you start getting to the teenage years, you start to realize that there's actually little or no acceptance for people who are not the same with everybody. So one of the most common things you would see in a normal Nigerian setting when you're an albino is when you're going past a street or a community somewhere, there's always people jeering at you, calling you names and, trying to make you get your attention, all sorts of ridicules towards you. You can only be mature to walk away from it, but most times it gets to your skin. And of course, during the school days, I think college days now, secondary school days, what we call secondary school days here. During the school days, it wasn't really easy, because of the albino, whatever. One has to sit really close to the front of the class because of myopia and the rest of them. So you would hear people from the back jeering at you and trying to create all sorts of divergent ideas about you, trying to put you off, and it was really hard knowing that you couldn't have a normal life because people were always after you, always after your flaws. If there was need to find something, let's say you lost something and you couldn't find it on time, people attribute it to the fact that you don't have a strong eyesight and the rest of those things. So it felt, it felt really uncomfortable. But some persons or some friends of mine were mature enough to know that these things hurt. So they tend to want to, fight or defend you whenever you are in that kind of precarious situations. And of course, I had siblings. I had a sister who would not let anybody pass an insult at me or something like that. So it's more of, while growing up, it's more of people trying to make you try to push to your face that you're not normal and that you have to accept the fact that you're not normal. And I remember while in the university, I did a kind of a project topic where I discussed this issue in front of professors and doctors. And it will shock you to know that somewhere in Tanzania, somewhere in Kenya, somewhere in Uganda, most especially East African countries, anybody with albino is seen as what do we say now? As food for the gods per se. So you'd have people saying to themselves that albino skin can be used to cure all sorts of diseases, and that an albino's blood is good luck charm, and what else now? And then they called albinos in East African country, they call them money. Money meaning that an albino can actually be used for money ritual and the rest and the rest. And carrying out that particular research has it made me understand that really this world we're in, this mature scientific jet age we're in, some people still think that killing a human being would give them wealth. It was incredible. But as I advanced in age, I got to understand that the whole stigmatization, I think it fades away a little bit. It doesn't go away, but it fades away a little bit as soon as you realize that these things are done out of ignorance, so it kind of fades away, and it eases off as you advance with age, and as you get to understand that there are more pressing issues than you getting angry at somebody jeering at you or calling you funny names. That's pretty much it.
It's super it's interesting topic. It reminds me on the white elephant, and the white tiger, and the stories that the animal bird has the same, that people were really hunting those animals because they thought that you have to have it. But it's really incredible that there are places still existing that are doing the same with human beings. This is something I would just put it on I don't know. It's just kind of like, for me, it's very special. For some reasons, you are very special, and you also have a gift. So it's like everyone else, and you are just differently special. So it's very sad on a way that it's still existing in some part of the world. But I believe you also have a goal with it, because you started to raise awareness about it by speaking up. So what's your goal with raising awareness and talking about this problem, especially, I believe, in Africa, right?
Yeah. Okay. Well, let me quickly state that the two topics I chose to talk about, that is the struggle of stigmatization in Africa and the teenage struggles, are one personal goals of mine that I would really love to eliminate or reduce to the barest minimum. I think my goal in the end of the day is to, I want to, as a career path, I want to be able to help people go through or get through the emotional struggles they face on a daily basis. I saw a statistics the other day that 78% of people living in Lagos, Nigeria, have one mental disorder or the other. It sounds funny, but it's true. From traffic, from poverty, from high rate of inflation, from all sorts of things on the news and all that. And then coupled with the fact that some people still think that because you're different from them, you don't deserve a place in the society. I think my goal in the end of the day is to, I know Mother Teresa of Calcutta said something, that if you can't feed 100, you should try and feed one. So if I can't raise awareness to the whole world, at least I should be able to raise awareness in my own area, in my own sphere of influence, and help people to understand that these things they do to try to shove people off the society because they're not the same with them is not really going to help issues. It's not going to put more money in your pocket. It's not going to make you look superior to anybody. If you try to make another man inferior to yourself, it means, of course, you have low self-esteem, right? So I hope to be able to reach out to larger society, to people who are disabled in some way, to teenagers who are struggling to find a place in the world, and to persons who feel that they do not have a place in the world. So I hope to be that beacon of hope, that voice that people find when they need consolation, from these things. I would more likely, be quick to note that I don't know if the issues or the problems of teenage depression, if I should call it, is for the fault of the parents now, because here in Nigeria, there were days when parents had time for their kids. You sit at home, you have time to play with your children, and the whole of it. But I think now, because of the high inflation rates, parents are trying to meet up. And trying to meet up means that they will spend more hours outside their homes than more inside their homes, thereby making the kids to live mostly alone. You see a child of 12, 13, 14 already thinking of or talking of the relationship, already imagining getting married and the rest of it. So I think maybe it's because parents are spending less and less time with their children. Even in schools, you'd say, I work in a school, and it will shock you to know that parents even advocate that their kids should be kept in school till 7, 8 p.m. in the evening, just because they don't have time for their kids. So I feel my own goal in the end of the day is to create awareness, is to bring to the notice of people that these things are gradually eating up our societies, and the earlier we do something about it, the better it is for all of us.
Well, I hope you are getting to big stages and then you can explain this, for example, at a TED Talk or anything, because this is just such an exciting topic. And there is not so many people talking about this part, about teenagers. We were talking about this with Dr. Arman, that the children's mental health is really a very big problem. And people are taking it on a way sideways because there are other problems to deal with, but at the end it's the future that is growing up in silence with their problems. So it's really important to deal with it and to raise awareness. What is your plan? How do you want to make this happen? How do you want to make your dream come true?
Thank you very much. Well, I started the dream off actually by working in a school. In a school, you would get to meet young ones, teenagers, and young adults. And what I do with my platform as a teacher is that aside from teaching them the curriculum or the academic textbook, what I also do when I have the chance to is I try and reinstate the fact that one shouldn't be pressured into feeling off the society. I try and motivate them. I try and inspire them. I even do something called Wise Words Wednesday, every Wednesday, where I tell my kids, I bring up a motivational topic and I spend 20-30 minutes with them telling them about it. And I also, in many ways, as a teacher, one should be careful to notice students that are not really feeling in the mood to learn today. So I take notes of those students and I call them aside after the class, that is, and I try to find out what the problem is, and I try to find solutions to these problems either by talking to them and the rest and the rest. And most times I'm always successful, probably because I try and reach down to their level, the level. You bring yourself down from being an adult to being a child just to reach the young ones. And so I do that a lot. And so you find out that in the school where I teach or I work, many of the children, of the students we have there, prefer to be friends with a teacher who understands them. And that, in quotes, would be me sometimes, trying to reach them. But on the long run, in the career wise, I'm working on getting a proper degree in psychology now. And that degree should enable me get a firm or a clinic, a mental health clinic, where I already have a name for it. It's called Listening Ears. And this clinic should help me help people, if I should put it that way. And one would say it is for the funds or for the money involved, but it's not actually. It's always been my dream to help people get through mental struggles. So I hope by I think by a year or in 2 years' time, depending on when the finances come, I should be able to get the degree, and I should be able to start a registered or a licensed firm in Nigeria where I can help people going through mental depression or stigmatization in the society. Also, there's this unpublished article of mine where I talked about what it feels like to be me, So I'm hoping that as soon as the finances come, I'll get to publish that article. It's more like an interview, an imagined interview. I imagined myself being interviewed by BBC in 2030, like a future interview now. So there I share most of my experiences growing up and, a lot of other things on that article. I hope to publish soon. Here in Nigeria, it's not really easy to get a publishing house that wants to publish your work. So one has to do it the hard way. The hard way, which means you get funds and you do these things yourself. So I think by doing these things, I'm able to achieve some of the goals, even though with limited resources.
Love that you have a big dream. I love people with big dreams. So I will make it sure that I'm here for you to help you to get there. I also will connect you with some people from the speakers who are already in the mental health field and who can help you to just map up the path so that you can get there faster and you can get the connections. And further go, it's very interesting what you said. which was like about going down to the level of the children, because people sometimes don't understand that they have to change perspective when they want to help someone. That means that they want to or try to push their own perspective on someone instead of putting themselves in the other person's shoe, right?
True. Yeah. Well, one of the, if I should call it, one of the my little secret as an adult is that I think I watched Osuji's interview yesterday when he was talking about the little child in every single one of us. I think every single one of us has that child, but because of ignorance, we try to push that child away. But me, I don't do that. I use it to my own advantage. So what I do with that child in me is that I use it to connect with other children. So what I do in that regard is that you find me most times in class, making class lively. I am not the usual kind of boring teacher standing in front and trying to teach animals or kids. I am the teacher that would make a joke out of a simple topic and spend 15 minutes instead of 10 minutes on the topic, because I want to make the kids laugh. I want to make them feel happy. I feel that they understand you more if you make them comfortable, if you make them happy. So I make a joke of it, and then I find a way to relate these topics to their daily life routine. So it becomes very easy for them to assimilate the discussion at hand. So, and that has always been my strength, that's always been my strength. And the kids don't complain. They love it, in fact. So you would see them running away from mathematics classes or from other classes or chemistry or physics. But when it comes to my own class, I teach citizenship education or civic education, what you call it here. And I also teach political studies. We call it government here. So when it comes to that class, they're always very interested, because they know that Justin is going to crack a joke or he's going to make us feel happy. If you do that as a teacher, you gain the trust of the students, and you'll be able to reach out to them. They will trust you more. They will tell you things. And when they tell you things, you can know when there is a problem and you can fix it. So I don't call them students. I call them friends. That's what I do with my platform.
Beautiful dreams, super positivity, and vibrant living. Thank you very much. It was amazing to hear this from you, and I am really wishing and crossing my fingers for you to reach out to these dreams and really make it happen. And we have a few people here, so just let me say hi to Jack. Hi, Jack. Thank you very, very much. It's good to see you. Then we have Simfong here. We have Osuji, and we also have your brother, Henry Muogara here. I think he's your brother.
Oh, wow.
Henry's
yeah.
He's saying hi. And then Jack is saying that, yes, true parents are literally spending very, very little time. So it has caused serious problems. And then she's giving you an idea about a scholarship to support your dreams. So maybe you can make it happen. And then she's also saying lovely way to call them as friends. So at the end of this discussion, I would like you to tell us a little bit of message to the people out there in regards to your topic. How can they see this topic from a different angle, the young and the wise, and how could they help you to raise awareness and spread what you do?
Okay, very good. Thank you very much. Well, the message I would like to pass across to the listening audience and to the world at large is, people pay more attention to physical health, pay more attention to being fit or to staying young forever, forgetting that once the mind dies, the body has no choice than to follow suit. I mean, what the body is just doing is just trying to catch up with the mind, if I should put it that way. So one should really know that the mind should be more catered for than the body, because I think the mind propels the body, really. I am of the opinion that the mind propels the body. So if that is the case, people should really start paying attention to mental health. We should not that we should do away with physical health education, but we should include mental health education in schools, we should also, as people of influence, we should also check our kids, our children. There was this music freestyle video I did and I posted on my Instagram where I made the music about mental health. Check your kids, check every single person. You don't know what they are going through. It is better to call someone for 10 seconds, and hear their voice and know how they're doing than to send a WhatsApp chat saying, hi, hello, because most often at times they will tell you, I am fine, because I am fine is become a cliche now. So I'm of the opinion that a simple phone call is better than 1,000 text messages, because text messages can be replied even while on my deathbed or in the hospital, and I can lie to you. But if you call me on phone and you ask me how I'm doing, from my voice and from the way I'm sounding, you should be able to detect that I'm not fine. So I want to tell people to do more of phone calls. Do not let social media draw us apart. It was meant to bring us close. It is better to spend 2-3 minutes on a video call with someone than to spend 10 hours chatting with them. So I also want to tell people, parents especially, this generation of kids we have now are very soft. As a teacher, I can tell you that emotionally, psychologically, they are very fragile, very, very fragile. In our times, we were strong, we were tough, we could go out on our own and do things on our own without feeling fear or afraid of anything. But now these kids of this generation, they want to be guided, they want to be held, and not held from behind as parents has always done, but held beside. They need someone to work with them. They don't need this harsh and this isolated kind of parenting that we got while growing up. They now need a special kind of parenting, which is parent friending. That is, parents should learn to try and be their friends, not the harsh and carrot and stick, whatever. Parents should learn to come down to their level, to understand them. Parents should spend more time, if possible, spend more time with them. And I do hope that in creating awareness, I hope that these kinds of things, I wish I had a very large audience, thousands of people where I can tell them the importance of mental health, and I can tell them the danger of stigmatization in a normal African society. But until that happens, I want everybody watching this or seeing this in their little way, in your backyard, in the comfort of your homes, you preach it, Get t-shirts and print something on it, and you can say mental health is key, or find a way to your social media, always share information about mental health with people. Call people up at random. I do that sometimes. I call up my students at random and I ask them, hey, how are you doing? I hope you're fine. I call up my friends and I ask them, how are you doing? I hope you're fine. That, even if it's just 1 minute, 2 minutes you spend on call, it could literally save someone from suicidal thoughts. So I hope that the world learns a better lesson. Of course, with the whole coronavirus and pandemics and inflation and poverty going around and banditry and terrorism here in Africa, I think one should literally, one should use these mental health issues, and help people get better from themselves. Do you know that there was a time I had to stop watching the news, literally stop watching the news, because on my own part, it started affecting my mental. I thought to myself, if I, as an adult, feel this amount of pressure, now imagine what a teenager goes through by seeing the news every single time. 90% of the things they show on the news is bad or corrupt or dirty. So I advise that too sometimes, stay off the news. You're free to listen sometimes, but if you can stay off watching it, just try as much as possible to do that, and hopefully we'll get a more sane space. Of course, and I also admonish people to find a way to support me. I have a YouTube channel, and if you go to YouTube and you type The Great J, you would find some of my videos, although I have not really done much because of time constraints and all. But I'm sure that in subsequent times, better things will come up, and I'll have better audience, which will enable me to do more. Thank you very much.
Well, beautiful share. I just made some notes to call people instead of texting them. Spend time with your children, right? More quality time as much as you can, and be the friends. And then don't judge people. Try to listen to the people around you and don't stigmatize. And then also the last part is start small. Start spreading news about mental health. Start around you in a small environment and help people around you, so that later they can also help others. So let's start a chain and follow Jay. So the name is Great Jay, and you can find him on YouTube. And I also found him, I believe, on LinkedIn, right? Have you been on LinkedIn?
Yes, I'm on LinkedIn. Yeah. But
Okay,
you
so
can
you
find
can
me on
also find,
Instagram as well.
okay, so you can find him on social media, and if you haven't found him, then just write a message to me, and I will direct you to Justin. Please follow him, and please come forward as much as you can, Justin, because what you do is amazing. So I'm wishing you all the success. And thank you very much for this interview, for taking some time, and for waking up so early. Thank you very much for making it happen.
Thank you. I heard
Thank you very
you
much.
talked
We have
about
one more comment
the
here
scholarships.
from one more comment here from Simfong. Unfortunately, Justin, you are so right. There is lack of quality time and bonding time in families. That's what Simfong is saying. So keep on working, keep on inspiring, and we see you very, very soon. I will make sure we catch up, and I will connect you with the people who are already working in the mental health field to help your career and to help your dream to be true. Okay,
Thank you.
Justin, have a beautiful day, and thank you very much for this interview.
Thank you. Namaste.
Namaste for all the Asian guys watching us. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So for the people who are here, thank you very much for watching. This was this amazing different view and a different perspective straight away from Nigeria, from Justin Kennedy. Please follow him. You see that he's working on his big dream, which is very, very adequate already. So you can see what he wants to do. Now it's the time to support him to get there. Straight away now we are going to the Zoom room, so join me. I will be there with Muhammad Awais, and we will talk about risk management, a very interesting topic that we haven't speak about yet. So please head over to the Zoom room and see you there. After Awais, we have one more Zoom today with Kathy. So in the same Zoom room, we will talk about innovation and sustainability. And then after that, we have a little break, and then we have the night program with Nishit and the ceremony. So see you guys in the Zoom room, and enjoy your Sunday.